Hello, boils and ghouls, Wannabe reviewer here, and for my first movie review, well, there goes the hat, but you get it, it's a sombrero. For my first review, I thought I would get festive, which, thinking about it, is kind of ironic and dark, considering that the movie I'm reviewing tonight is very creepy and the things that happen to the people are horrendous. But, you know, since there was a party celebration theme in the movie, I thought I'd get festive with my poncho and sombrero. So, regardless though, the movie I'm covering tonight is a little film that came out earlier in the year called Midsommar. Or Midsummer, I don't really know how you pronounce it. But yes, Midsommar is a movie that came out earlier this year, and basically the premise of the film is that there's this girl named Dani, and at the beginning of the movie, her family dies, her parents, her sister, she's devastated, and unfortunately she has this really emotionally distant boyfriend named Christian, and as she's complaining about her family and she's really sad, he's kind of I said, emotionally distant, he's kind of ignoring her, and so that kind of puts a damper on the relationship. During the summer, I don't really know how much time passes, but some time passes. During the summer, he's going to go on a trip to, I want to say it's Sweden with some friends, and there's one of the friends from college. He says that it's his homeland. There's some sort of a tradition that only happens every 90 years, and they're going to take part in it. And Christian, kind of trying to patch things up with Dani. He invites her along. And that's kind of where the horror starts, They attend this festival that only happens every 90 years. They, of course, as soon as they get there, they ingest some drugs. And the movie just goes crazy from there. I think what makes this movie so unique is that usually when you think of a film, especially a horror movie, you tend to think of, dark and, shaky cam, and you can't really see anything, This movie, though, is mostly, brightly lit, focuses on the scenery a lot, and yeah, so that's what's really different about it. And what's so different is that it's not, people getting killed off by, mysterious entity or, a killer or something. It's creepy because of, the festival tradition thing they're attending. Because it's, based on, traditions of old. Some of the things that they're doing, it's traditions and stuff, and that's kind of how people start dying off and creepy, gory things start happening. And so, like I said, I think it's interesting because it's very different from your usual horror movie. I think it's interesting how it's so tied to the tradition of this country. I think it's interesting how it's so bright and in the daytime and all that sort of stuff. And yeah. Basically, I really like the movie. I think it's a total mind trip. The characters in the movie, they're using drugs. As you're watching it, you feel like you've ingested some drugs because it's just crazy imagery and stuff. I think the acting was really good. The main girl who plays Dani, top notch. I think that the cinematography was good. I think that the scares, like I said, I just love that it seems it seems realistic, you really do feel if you go to some other country, you could get caught up in some crazy cultish traditions, So I thought that was really good. I really enjoyed how it's also kind of a metaphor for Dani and Christian's relationship. As the movie progresses, you kind of see their relationship, the way that goes. I mean, that's kind of dark, but that's kind of interesting, the way they do that. I enjoyed the ending, because the ending is very dark, and even though I kind of don't agree with it, I think it's still really screwed up. It kind of got me by surprise a little bit, so that was really good. And so yeah, Midsommar, I would suggest it. If you like creepy, kind of artsy movies, I feel this does a really good job at being creepy, being gory, being artsy, being very unique, like I said, and stuff that you don't really see usually. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a good film. So I would say check it out. I think it's really good. And yeah, just the only thing I guess is be careful if you ever find yourself in a different country and they say they're going to participate in a tradition that only happens once every 90 years, maybe walk away, That's I guess what I would say. But yeah, until next time guys, that's my first of Wannabe Reviewers Freaky Flicks. Tonight's was Midsommar. I'll see you guys tomorrow for my next film review.